All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Shadows of the Past.
Shadows of the Past.
We are rejoining Heinrich, and we are here in Carpathia, a very fiercely proud nation that has resisted the Caldonian Empire for hundreds of years and is one of the greatest military nations in the entire world. Heinrich used to be amongst the highest ranks of nobility and swam in those circles even though he wasn't nobility himself. His wife was from an extremely wealthy family and certainly could have had her choice of lords, but went with Heinrich, and they were very happy until one day a sinister uh, Lord Aldrich von Liechtenstein met his wife, and I
I'm
love
doing sound effects.
I love that. I love that. Met his wife and lured her away. Heinrich believes through the use of dark magic. He was here in Kastra, the capital city of Carpathia, right at the very foothills and up the mountain even of the great Kisden Mountains, home of the Kar Kisden dwarves, one of the greatest cities anywhere in the world. And Kastra's close relationship with them allowed them to thrive and prosper in their early years. And so when Heinrich was in Castra, he enjoyed an extremely wealthy lifestyle where he was allowed to, partake of the finest foods and wines and all of that. And now he has kind of been forced out ever since his wife left him for Aldrich von Liechtenstein. And he made his way down the roads, and I'll zoom in here so everybody can see. Castra has two main roads, which are certainly nothing like the main King's Highway that runs through all of Carpathia on the lower half here. These roads are barely above trails that are kept safe by random patrols from the main cities and occasional forts along the path. And so these little smaller trails here lead to some small rural cities, and he traveled along, stopping along the way to rest at the inns and partake in food before finally making his way to Kiz, an ancient margrave. A margrave is a home of someone who was the king but is not any longer. And that was the case here in Kiz. This was the home of the first kings of these lands before they were unified and became the great nation of Carpathia under the von Liechtenstein dynasty. And so now Heinrich has been here in Kiz for some time and has made himself a little setup and even gone so far as to find himself a blacksmith partner. So now he and his charge, Jorgen, are able to set up their crafting uh, shop that they want to have on the side, and that is where we pick up with Heinrich and Jorgen working with Roland on some of the equipment that Heinrich has drawn up.
You are listening to the Dungeon Master on Roll20 FM. So, a little advertising pause between two things. All right. The thing is, my bunk is on the top left here. This is where I sleep. I did say that I had paid 3 months. You did say that.
Which is about how long it's been, or has it been a little longer than it's? Yeah, it's like right around where you would.
You said months, plural, without precision. So imagine it's time for me to make a little money. But you also said that if there was anything like food, whatever, he was giving a little revenue Roland while he was crafting the various things.
Yes. Yeah. He was paying you guys to work in the shop with him because he still has a functioning foundry blacksmith shop here,
Yeah. And so instead of trying to install myself an entire shop, I just need someone who has one, accelerate the process, do my experimentation. But now it's time for me to think bigger.
Yeah.
He lent me, he made a weapon for me and Jorgen that we have to pay back in somehow. And I imagine payback is when we bring materials, it'll just, take it out of his cut.
Yeah.
So that helps. But we're not free, we're responding to someone.
Yeah.
And that's something that I want also to be free. I want to get to the point where Roland benefits from us more than we depend on him for that to work, autonomy is a thing. Yeah, autonomy is a thing. A proud, family man that lost everything, and
Oh, so, for sure. And you had made it clear that you really didn't want to be indebted to anyone, and yet you find yourself essentially indebted to Roland here.
He handed the sword, and he didn't give a deadline, and trust has been built.
Right.
So it's different than having a debt that someone will knock at your door. It's like, do we break your legs or you pay up? It's, hey, I made this for you. Hey, we didn't ask, but thank you, because we need it to perform.
Absolutely. Okay. 100%. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to ask Roland to keep trying to present his wares to the higher level market shops. You remember I had given him a bunch of things. Stuff I made my various Alchemist Fire experimentation with, but also stuff that I've given him so he could do magic weapons with me. So we could work together in making magical weapons with my blood as an ingredient, and with the various things we find on the way. So far, the only thing that I have left, and I remember I had a shit ton of things. What I have left is the skull and the femur of Frederick von Liechtenstein that is stashed in a plank under, being a crafter myself, I hid it in a plank under the floor of my own little abode on the top left.
Okay.
It looks like an earth ground, but let's say there's a wood panel in the back or something.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, could be a wall, but I just hid it there, okay?
Right, yeah. You have like a false floor, a false wall, some kind of, hidden compartment that allows you to keep it secret. Yeah, no, that's not a problem. And you don't have to worry. The maps are just supposed to give you a general representation.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. Like, technically that's a cooking pot in front of the fire there, but we're just saying it's a forge and anvil.
Yeah, why not? Because we can, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. You say the blacksmith is there, there's a forge. Deal. Okay. One thing I want to do is come talk to this Dr.
Robert
the Barber. Roberts. Oh, yeah. It's just, I'm French, and we don't have an S at
I know, but I'm a huge Beatles fan, so I wanted him to be Dr. Roberts.
Oh yeah, but you can't say Robert because Robert would have no S in French.
But what about in fantasy French land?
It probably is, but you'll have to accept when I look at my sheet and it says Robert. If there's an S, that's the English Roberts. It's not the French Robert.
I know. You're right.
Alors, je vais aller voir Monsieur Robert, le barbier, également le médecin pour, oh yeah, you're English. That's the point, right?
Yeah.
I'm just teasing. Okay, I'm going to go and talk to him. So yeah, I can't cross walls because of this doomed world of dynamic lighting. Hey, Mr. Robert, I need to have a talk with you because he's a fellow alchemist, and I want to take the day to explain all the findings I did with the zombie brains and everything. So he will also, as a free gift, just because he was helpful in the past, so that he will know what I've done and how I've done the hypnotic fire, adding crystalline enhancements powder to the alchemist fire, how I did the necrotic fire, which is a green fire, by adding my blood and zombie brain. And I say, please, let's not my blood become an essential ingredient that you would need, to have me assassinated to have a batch. If you need some, I'll give you a few drop during your cooking, if it comes to that point.
Right.
So I just opened up a terrible secret here. So I'm trusting you to keep it under wraps, But if you want to have necrotic fire, I can use a few drops of my own blood for that. And the holy fire is a zombie heart with also a few drops of my blood, which casts the cantrip light and turns undead on impact. So now that I said that, if you kind of find a way to do it without my blood, that would be fine. It's just that my blood is, one of those undead slayer thing. But there has to be, I'm counting on your creativity, and that's that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He seems very nervous talking to you.
You're nervous, man. You're okay. Let me pretend that I would have to roll an insight to catch that. I don't know if you accept it, but yeah. I also need to know. 18 and then 22 if it's advantage. So, okay. So I picked it up and said, "Hey, did something happen? Why are you nervous? That we were friendly here."
Yeah, no. Of course I'm your friend. You can tell me anything.
All right. Now you understand. You just made me suspicious of you. Do you understand that? I mean, you're hiding something. You are my friend. You can tell me anything. Come on, just right back at you. What's going on, Robert?
Nothing. Just finding out that you've been doing blood magic. Wow.
That's your problem. It's holy. It's not blood magic. It's blood magic when you want to kill a virgin at the full moon. It's not blood magic when it kills undead. It's like holy magic. Don't you get it? My blood is holy.
Sure, man. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm trying a persuasion check here. Not even sure if the DM asked me to do it, but I'm...
No, I didn't ask you to do it, but I think if you're trying to persuade him to be cool here, that's a perfectly reasonable,
Yeah.
All right, so...
But he would probably have to resist with something.
Yeah.
Like, is this doubt...
I'm gonna make it his charisma this time, because normally it would be like wisdom if he's like being tricked or something like that, or possibly intelligence. But
now it's charisma for beliefs.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I got it.
He rolled high, but just not high enough, and you seem to be able to persuade him that, like, this is not the blood magic that he thinks it is.
Yeah. So basically, even if he doesn't fall in love with me, if at least it tones down his worries about blood magic, because it's all of a religious thing, right?
Right,
hey, I
yeah.
don't do blood magic, you know.
Right, yeah. I mean, just a simple persuasion check isn't going to be enough for him to name you the inheritor in his will or anything like that, but.
Yeah, exactly. The goal is so we won't go to see the authorities and
Right.
say, I just opened up to you, Robert, and
Yes.
I'm going to bring you zombie brain and zombie hearts so you can experiment. I
Oh,
was expecting you to be just happy about that.
it's just if we get caught, you know the penalty.
Let's pretend I know what was the penalty.
Death.
Okay. Did you realize, Robert, that in this entire country, all the churches and temples have been destroyed? The clerics have been banned.
Yeah,
Don't you see that the undead are winning here?
I the churches were banned and all of that because of the worship of the dark gods.
All right. So you don't believe in vampires that roam the night to kill us?
Oh, I believe that there are many dark creatures in the night, and that's what our Lord and Savior is trying to protect us from.
Yeah. Aldrich von Liechtenstein's third cousin is one of them.
What?
He's a vampire. Count
What?
Maximus, general of the Great Lord von Liechtenstein, is an undead.
What?
Okay. Yeah. And you know what? I've been blackballed and blacklisted in the circle of nobles because I was a noble. Okay. And I've been blacklisted because this dude, Aldrich, wanted my wife. And he just took her. And they threw me out.
Wait. You were the one that von Liechtenstein's new bride was married to?
Yeah. You've heard about the stories, right?
Of course.
I mean, it's public.
Yeah.
And that's it. He's undead. He hypnotized my wife, took her, and banned me. I'm surprised they didn't kill me outright. I think it was out of favor for my wife. But I'm planning a little resistance here. I don't want to implicate you if you don't
Yeah,
want to
no.
join. If you just want to be a doctor.
I think that it's best if you get going. I don't want to be associated with someone who is disfavored.
Yeah, exactly. However, I will still drop you ingredients and hope to receive a little paper document on your findings. And you'll never be associated with me. Don't worry, okay? Don't
Oh,
worry about it.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just hoping your curiosity as an alchemist will be sufficient to, keep it that way. Because, I hope we're in good terms. And yeah, no one knows I'm here anyway right now, so we're good.
Oh, okay.
Have a nice day, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Good day. And he just like busies himself.
That went worse than I thought. I was not expecting this, but it's true. This is true. I mean, I want to recruit people in my circle, and now I just saw it, robbers. Knowing that I'm a disfavored person will get people against me, so I need to just go back to not saying who I am, where I'm from, and just shut up and do my little thing.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to punish you with that there, but like he had heard of you but didn't know it was you.
Yeah, now he knows. So I just hope I'm not going to come back and everyone got murdered around.
Yeah, yeah.
So if he opens his mouth, it's going to be terrible. Okay. And I told him before that I was doing stuff to kill undead. So I mean, this is two strikes for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, unless the guy is charmed enough that it is possible that as an alchemist, and he lives in the slum, he sees the poor people how they're treated by the nobility. So maybe he's got also his eyes there straight about that.
It's possible. I mean, you did persuade him that you weren't using like evil blood magic, so.
Yeah. And then I was trying to persuade him again, but it just frightened him. Okay, hey Roland, me and Jurgen, we're gonna be out a few days. If we're going to get to that city where we can find the solution to his condition, so his heart doesn't stop, we need to be more powerful. And to be more powerful, we need materials. And I want to go back to this cave where I found the crystal powder. So I just tell this to him. Keep it on the wraps, of course. We're partners. With him, I have more trust, I guess.
Yeah. He doesn't care who you are. He just is interested in what you guys can do together.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go get more ingredients, and I want to start soft. I don't want to throw Jurgen into another gargoyle or something. You know. I probably told the story to Roland on how a part of Jurgen is rock.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back in the same cave, do the same shit, and try out this new sword that you gave me, and you just test it on easy targets, and then we're gonna up from that until we can find something worthy. Because we need money. We need like big budget. A few coins a month to eat is not enough for us. We need a big budget to buy better equipment, and I want to have my own shop. And I need to travel soon. I need to go away. I have to pay my rent many months in advance here. There's a lot of stuff that I need to do, and just being an apprentice smith is not going to cut it for now. Although if according to the book, if I'm an apprentice smith to him for 290 days, I will gain the smith proficiency, which could be cool.
Right.
If I just go to skills, what was that? I'm a tinker and alchemist. To become a smith myself, I need to spend almost a year with him. This is not in my agenda. All right, so that's that. Refresh on rations. Make sure we have 10 for me and 10 for Jurgen. So that would be, I don't know. I have almost nothing left. So let's just say I have, I had 17. So, okay, I'll go back to 10. I hope Jurgen can have 10. In the, we were paid a bit by our friend.
Oh, yeah. 10 rations is 1 gold?
Yeah, it's 1 gold.
Yeah, so.
Okay, getting to the cave is cool. Would we have encountered anything zombie-esque or wolf-esque by coming here?
Not zombies for sure.
All right. There were zombies the first time when we crossed the forest to come here.
Yeah, but are you traveling by day or night?
This time we traveled by day, early morning to get here, and we know where it is. So I imagine we made it in 1 day, like right. We're supposed to.
Right. Yeah. So you weren't there at night, so there's no zombies.
All right. I'm gonna tell Jurgen, be careful. There are little scorpions. I'm gonna tell him everything I know about these little mofos. I'm gonna draw my bow and do my hemo dice on it. So if I go to the core and do 1 hemo dice, it's 3. So now I'm radiating light and my bow is shining light, and I'm still not using that sword that he gave me. The vampiric rapier that if I want, I can activate it and it will do something, but I'm not sure.
Right.
What was it? You gave me a description, but I don't remember. It's vampiric. It's a finesse. It's a finesse / weapon.
Yeah.
There's another kind of weapon. It's not called rapier, but it is a finesse slashing weapon in the Arabic thing. It's like a bigger scimitar. So just to say that there are. Yeah, it could be falchion. So there are finesse weapons that are slashing. So could we say falchion? Or, you want to keep it to the name rapier?
a falchion isn't quite appropriate for Carpathia. A greatsword would have been more appropriate, but you don't want a greatsword.
Yeah, I want to have a shield in a hand when I use. When I use my sword, I want to have a bit more shielding because I'm melee.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just saying, like, for a Carpathian blacksmith, he wouldn't really know how to make a falchion.
A katana, which is he had an idea. You told me he had an idea of doing a rapier, like a rapier, but thicker
Yeah,
and more like a blade than a point.
yeah.
And that's an option, regardless if you know if it's called falchion or not.
Sure,
It's just the name rapier is not appropriate. I'm just saying that.
sure, yeah.
It has to be another weapon. So
let's call it a falchion.
all right. For the sake of not confusing anyone, I called it vampiric blade. So it's a blade of
Sure.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. It was just bugging me to see rapier, and it's not a dart anymore. It's a slash. So anyway, case solved. It's a 1d8 vampiric blade finesse. Cool. Thank you for that, by the way. My bow pulled. I'm going to zoom into this map now. My bow pulled. Is there a little scorpion in front of me?
Yes.
For real? Okay. You see, Jurgen? This kind of scorpion now. Go smash it. So do we roll initiative for that, or we just squish?
He runs up to it with his maul and smashes it into pieces.
All right. Now the remains of that, Jurgen, you have to pick up. You have to take them one by one. Just wrap it up in this cloth that you have, and put it in your backpack.
There's nothing left. It's all smashed.
Yeah, take a bit of the earth around it if you need, but there's still the goo from it, and the resulting goo is what we need. We need a little thing, because with this we can do an antidote.
The venom sac is all smashed. There's nothing to recover.
Okay, I thought it was little. Yeah, okay. So if he smashes them, we lose the component that we can make antidote with.
Yeah.
Then it's useless. Okay, just leave it there. You're right. Okay, so it is what it is. Let's go forward a bit, and we're looking for the shiny rock that you don't remember because you were unconscious your entire time in this place. So let's go. Being careful. Okay, here there's gonna be scorpions. Okay.
Okay.
So come next to me, and I'm gonna take a few shots at trying to pick them from afar. Oh, by the way, my arrows would be replenished, and I would have made them.
Of course.
Where in my inventory do I put arrows?
Right next to the bow where it says ammo.
Oh yeah, there's ammo here. It would be at 40 arrows. I like carrying a lot of arrows. All right, so I click my initiative. Can't be good at everything, right? So we're just going to go forward, and the tactics is you stay on my right, Jurgen, so I don't shoot you in the back. I will try to shoot as many scorpions as I can, and if anything approaches us, you whack them. And we're probably going to lose those you whack. But the goal is to try to recuperate a few of them. So we're going to attack this nest for that reason. And don't worry, apparently, as I've experienced, they have a 15-foot sight, whatever that means. They perceive only to a certain area, so it's not that dangerous. Oh yeah, I have to wait for my turn. I mean, at this point, it counts almost as a surprise round.
Nope.
Okay.
They're not aware of you, but it's still not a surprise round.
Okay. Yeah, surprise round does not exist actually in D&D. It's the condition surprised. Or so you told me last time.
Correct.
All right.
So there's a chance some of them might stumble into you, and that's why it's not a surprise round. They just always are on the hunt.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully is to do a series of good pickups. All right. So longbow, mofo, normal roll with the crimson right, not an undead. Could you put the undead at default? No, because right now the undead default yes, and I have to switch it every time.
Yeah.
Most of the shots will be not undeads, so. Does 12 hit?
Yes.
Seven damage. I mean, that's not much, but it's a little mofo.
It's just a little scorpion. As soon as you hit it, it's dead.
Yeah. So those who are not completely mushed will recuperate for the crafting. My instructions to Jurgen when I verbalize them is stay close. If anything approaches, kill him. Is he going to do that or not? It depends on him. Or the
right.
DM. It's a patient.
He steps forward 10 feet and readies his maul to attack anything that comes within his 10-foot range.
All right. Key is patience. I believe this one was dead, right?
Yes.
All right. You should put an indication so I don't mistake it for a live one.
No, don't worry. I'm going to. I just haven't gotten to that part just yet.
You know your job. I'm just verbalizing everything that goes through my mind.
It's okay. I just lots of bookkeeping to do with this many NPCs,
Yeah. Well, any game, I imagine you have a ton of shit to think about.
So the scorpions heard the arrow and are clustering near that scorpion.
All right. I'll move here. And longbow. This one. So not the first, but the second one.
Hitting it once again. Jorgen decides that that's close enough and steps forward and smashes this scorpion.
Yeah.
It is paste.
Yeah, if you want to take note, if those are completely pasted, you might put another symbol because we won't be able to recuperate it.
Oh, don't worry, I'll remember how many Jorgen kills.
Oh, okay, cool. If we get swarmed, Jorgen, we step back, we run. And then we come in with another wave.
Ah! That one couldn't even hit me. Did you see that, Mr. Heinrich?
Yeah.
Oh, that one did, though. Now I gotta make a fortitude save.
Yeah. Pathfinder style, Constitution.
Pathfinder style. You know, same thing. Oh, I don't feel so good, Mr. Heinrich.
Well, it takes one extra 1d8 of damage.
Yep.
So, does he have the condition poisoned or is it just extra damage?
It's just one extra damage.
Yeah, okay. If you're starting to hurt, you tell it and we run. We run back, okay?
Oh, so close.
All right. We run back. I'm going to shoot one last and we run back. We go away fast, all right? I even miss it. And I do my 30-foot move. Come on, dude. Run back. Come back here.
He disengages and moves back.
I saw that it won't really hurt you. We can't take a swarm like that. Let's go to the forest. Oh, they have 30 feet movement?
No, but they can double move.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Run as fast as you can, Jorgen.
Heinrich.
Yeah. Is this one in my in reach?
No.
All right. Jorgen, sprint. Don't care about anything else. Just sprint. We get out. We dash. We just get out of the place. Well, he saw me sprint and not care. So I hope, regardless of attack opportunities, he'll just get the hell out.
Okay.
I mean, if he disengages again, what happens is he just gets followed.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's fun. Should have thought about this before. I mean, it gave me an idea.
That one hits. Jorgen fails again. And the last one hits. And now Jorgen must make this save. Oh, if he had failed that save, if the dice had come the other way around, he would have been dying.
All right, we go home. Let's walk back home. All right, we're going to be in our. Actually, We're just gonna rest for the night. Do a long rest in safety, and then in the next morning, I'll say, "Hey, Jorgen, did you realize that these little scorpion they were quite aggressive compared to what you thought?"
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna kill you. Told you if they get close, we run, and you even step forward. We can't take chances like that. So we're gonna take another approach. We're going to take the day to craft scorpion traps. Basically, these little things, as they run towards us, they're going to run into our cages. We're going to build 3 and put them in a row. They're like 2 foot each. And you've seen, rat tracks or critter traps. It's just they try to get towards their target, but instead of stepping on the ground, they step up a little ramp, and then they cannot get out.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yep.
Simple traps. Yeah. So we're gonna make them with branches and string and little pieces of wood, and once they're there, we just pull a little lid, and they're trapped, and we have live scorpions trapped. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bait them with a little rotten food. I think scorpion eat rotten food. Is this common knowledge, or would need to roll?
Everyone knows that scorpions eat, whatever they can scavenge plus kill.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to tightly wrap around a bit of those rations that we have, and anything rotten that was thrown, meaty that is rotten, that it was thrown into the garbages around. Just a few, just enough to hopefully attract them in that little passage where we went. So first, we had a full night of resting, and we're gonna prepare. We remove a ration from our inventory.
Are you sure we should go back there, Mr. Heinrich? The last time I was in that cave, I almost died.
The last 2 times you were in that cave, you almost died. The first time you were kidnapped by a monster, and the second time you did not do what I asked you. Stay on my right, don't go in front of me so I don't shoot in the back. And what you did is you stepped forward 10 foot, putting yourself in danger. Do you understand tactics?
Oh.
You need to learn tactics. So if I say stay on my side, you squash what becomes a threat to us, but you stay far so we can take them at range. But in this case, now we're going to try to just trap them, a lot of them. Okay. So we're going to do the traps. I imagine there's a roll that I should ignore I'm doing that I'll do anyway.
For crafting the traps?
Yeah.
Yeah, so since you don't have any relevant, skills or anything like that, it would just be intelligence.
Yes. I have an extremely relevant skill called tinkering.
Ooh, tinkering. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly for this kind of shit. I'm proficient in making little contraptions and complicated mechanical things.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and roll your tinkering.
Just make sure it's not advantage. So, here you go.
All right, so what you come up with is a narrowing funnel trap to where basically...
Yeah, I was going to say...
Yep. So basically, it goes in, but then it can't climb back out through the hole. So,
all right.
So you have one with a storage box big enough to collect a dozen scorpions.
All right, cool. So one funnel trap, and I will want to make 2 nets, 2 little nets with a pole. That on each side of the trap.
Yeah.
They cannot get to us. I just extend the net to make sure it's through the funnel that they will go.
Oh, I thought you were making 2 nets on a pole for you and Heinrich, or you and Jorgen.
Oh, like to catch them like a butterfly. Yeah.
To catch the other one. Yeah, you don't need to smash them. You can just scoop them up with the nets.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, we're going to make 2 nets. Here we go. Tinkering. I imagine we can use the same roll for both.
Yeah. I was going to say, you don't need to roll for both of them, especially because the nets are nothing, really.
Yeah, then the nets are nothing. It's like in... some things, there's just no roll. You take your time, you succeed.
Yeah. Like you can go get the netting material that you need, and then it's just a simple matter of attaching it.
But actually, the reason I roll anyway, you told me if I roll a 1 on crafting something, I would not know that there's a flaw in it. So, and anything above, it's not flawed. It works.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know how we would really like adjudicate. I guess yeah, you roll a 1 attacking and like the net
I
breaks or
mean,
something. Yeah, but
yeah. You try to
either
grab
way,
it and the neck breaks.
yeah, either way it's fine. You made 2 perfectly workable nets, and just like that,
All right,
we're
and we have a
playing.
good trap.
Just like that, we're playing Animal Crossing. Let's go catch some scorpions.
Exactly. So the next day, back to the cave entrance. I imagine the scorpion is not there.
Right. No, give me a second. I just had the map, set up the way it was. But now it's the next day, so
Yeah, so it has to be something else.
exactly.
Okay, so now, Jorgen, what we're gonna do? You take your net. You holster your hammer, and you take your net. And you have the trap in your left hand. Okay, we're gonna deposit it somewhere close to the nest, and then we're gonna drop the rotten food in there, and we're gonna attract them. Okay, so I will cast my hemo dice on the net, on the pole,
Okay.
because I need something that sheds light that I hold in my hand.
Oh, yeah. But doesn't it have to have a blade? Because you have to, like, cut yourself with it, right? I guess you could, like, sharpen the end or
No,
something.
I just need a drop of my blood. It's not like
okay.
it's just I bite my hand, and it does that,
Gotcha.
and it's just 1 point. Sometimes it's more about I just need to use my blood, and blood hunters are used. They have a place in their body that they just bite on and spit on the weapon, and it's enough.
Yep.
So my net, if I scoop and go too intense, would do the Hemocraft holy damage. All right, come on, Jorgen, follow me. Take your courage up and just don't run into danger like you did before. It's not because you're tall now that you can do stupid shit. So I can't control him, so I guess he's following me. Yeah.
Okay.
He should have full health now, just saying. All right. Are these the scorpion that died yesterday?
They look like the scorpions that died yesterday, but it also looks like something has been eating them.
Okay, so there's not much left, right?
Right.
All right. So from here, set up the trap right here, pointing in this direction. So, I mean, it couldn't be any box.
Yeah.
And I'll drop into the little door the rotten food, and I'll go forward, try to see if there's anything alive.
Yeah, so as you go forward, roll a investigation.
This one is not advantage.
Right.
15.
You see some prints, massive claw marks on the stone by where the scorpion's nest leads.
All right. Does this seem still intact? It's been chewed on, but does it look like somewhat intact?
No, it looks like just pieces that have been eaten.
Okay, so we would not be able to recuperate that. Okay. So I'm going to go forward. You go forward with me. Okay, we have a little problem here, okay? So the trap, we're going to move it in this corner here and leave it here for the entire day. I'm just going to leave it there. So if there's scorpion later today, as sad as it sounds, I'm going to switch to my bow. I'll say, Jorgen, take your hammer. We're going to have trouble now. It's going to be a problem, okay? Get rid of our tough combat.
Okay.
But we're doing this.
Okay.
And I'm going to Hemocraft do the right on my bow, and I will step and initiate combat. So probably you want to roll initiative, but I'm gonna step and just shoot on what I've seen.
Yeah.
I have no idea what an owlbear is, but I shoot that arrow. So initiative, I guess.
Yes.
You can't be good at everything. You just wait there. Wait until it comes, and then you whack it on the side.
All right. So Jorgen gets to act first, and he hides behind the wall and readies to attack anything that comes down those stairs. The owl bear continues to eat scorpions.
I will focus. I'll take 1 strain damage for aiming. No, that's another roleplay game. I'll just shoot.
You take strength damage for aiming?
Strain.
Oh, strain, yes.
Yeah, in Star Wars and Genesis, it's just you strain yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I shoot and I miss.
Your
So the owlbear would hear an arrow hit the wall behind him.
yeah, your arrow flies past the owl bear and startles it.
Maybe it. Maybe we'll do a perception check. I don't know. Jorgen, just stay there. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Jorgen continues to wait. The owl bear turns towards the spot where the arrow hit and looks and rolls perception. Sniffing the air.
Yeah, it has olfactory.
It cannot figure out where you guys are.
That is going to be a great prize if we survive. All right. Dirty 20.
Your arrow hits the owl bear, and although it doesn't find purchase in its massive feather-furred hide, it does deal the 7 damage.
That was very nicely worded, but what does it mean? It did not find purchase in its feathers? What?
It means that the arrow's not like sticking in him, but it still hit him.
Yeah. It grazed him. Okay.
Yes.
An owlbear usually means extra tough creature.
Oh, for sure. This is as large as a bear, with feathers like a mane all around its massive shoulders, and it has the head of an owl. And if you don't think owls are scary, like, you need to...
I need, yeah.
So,
that's probably your internet cutting.
what?
Yeah, you're cutting out.
Oh, you didn't hear me?
I heard you, and if you think an owl is not scary,
You need to Google an owl, because like owls are scary predators. And now it turns towards you, and with a loud "Ree!" it hisses and sees you and is ready to charge. Jorgen steps in front of you. And readies to attack. The owlbear charges. And Jorgen attacks. I think that just misses. Oh, no, it hits. Owl bears are surprisingly easy to hit. So 12 bludgeoning damage as his hammer comes down hard on the owl bear. It still looks like it's ready to fight, but it definitely took a massive blow there. Oh wait, I still get to attack.
Yeah, the owlbear still gets to do its charge. Ooh,
21, dealing 14 slashing damage to Jorgen, who goes down.
14 is Jorgen's life force?
Yeah.
All right. Enrich.
He just became a level 1.
Yeah, exactly. It just became a level 1. I'm using my bonus action to switch my weapons and Hemacraft my new blade. I move in. And I swack him. Which will not be the rapier, but the...
Yes.
So let me see.
You deal 10 total damage as you stab and slash at the owlbear.
So there's rolling, okay. Damage is, there's the 2 from my dueling. 1d4, 1d4. What is this? I'm looking at the damage. Okay, first the slashing damage. I just want to see if the +1 registered. Because in my weapons, the vampiric blade is the first item, and in the macros that I hit, it's the rapier. So do you have something to change, or is it the same weapon?
It's the same weapon.
All right, so it's the weapon of that. So just for the sake of it, I'm trying to understand. 2 + 1 + 1. So I still don't get it. The damage is supposed to be 1d8 + 2 + 1. Is that it? The slashing 1d8 + 4.
Right. And then the extra damage is 2 + 2d4. I'll double check it, but it should be right.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's too low or too high. I just don't understand the math. What is this vampiric blade supposed to do? It's a 1d8. It has 1 to bonus damage, so why a 2 when it's supposed to be a 1? There's 2 from my dueling ability. So why 2 + 1d4 + 1d4? How does that work? You know, and then the normal damage. Because the extra damage is just supposed to be 1d4. It's my Hemocraft die. The extra damage is supposed to be 1d4. So I'm getting too much damage output. That's what I'm saying. Right now, it dealt more damage than I can understand why.
Because it's not defaulting to no on the undead. On the rapier, because I only changed it for your bow.
Oh, that's why. So it did the undead also. So remove 1 there. It was just 2 + 1.
Yep.
Remove the last one. Just remove the 1 damage. Okay.
Yep.
But on the first one, it's 1d8 + 4. Why +4 fixed? There's 1d8. There's 1 because it's a +1 weapon. and 2 because it's a dueling. So it should be 1d8 plus 3. 2 for the dueling, and 1 because it's a magic weapon plus 1.
1 because it's a magic weapon, and then 3 from your dexterity, and
And that's the 4.
and then your dueling is not in there.
Okay, so that's the point. In this one, there's missing damage. Just I know that the math did not add up. Okay, so 1d8 plus 4, which is the 3 dex plus 1 magical, and there should be a plus 2. Okay, I'm just gonna check if I click on rapier, choose a target. Just remember not to remove that. Hit normal, crimson right, yes, undead no. I click, and the damage math is bad. It should be 1d8 plus 4 plus 2.
There you go.
All right. And then, cool. And then the extra is good. All right. Perfect. So anyway, apply the damage according, or do you want me to re-hit him from scratch, remove the damage, or how do you want to do that?
I know how to fix it.
All right, cool. I was done. Jurgen was on the ground, and my AC was back to 18. Is it?
Jurgen makes a death save.
Yeah.
That counts as 2 failures. If Jurgen fails another time, he is dead.
It's permanent.
The owl bear attacks you.
It hits.
The bite attack hits you for 13 piercing damage, but his claw fails to strike you.
Booyah.
You feel his crushing power of his beak tear into you, but you manage to avoid his claws by raising your sword and blocking his attack.
All right. I'm going to talk to the sword. Apparently, there was something special with that sword that Roland told me. There's an ability there. So I'm just going to say, save my life and do your damage and do what you have to do. You need to help me here.
Yeah. Oh, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
All right. Give me just 1 second. I'll tell you when to roll.
Yeah.
All right. So you activate your Vampiric Blade's ability, and it begins to glow a soft red, and you strike at the owl bear.
Oh, then I have to say yes or no to vampiric. I say yes. My God, what happened here? Crit. I rolled a crit.
You critically strike the owlbear,
So
dealing
12 slashing. And on the damage, I got a full also 8. And on the extra, I got a full also 4. I got full. All of these were maximum at all point.
Yeah. So,
But the crit doesn't seem to have calculated. If I go to damage, it's just 1d8 that I rolled full plus 4. The plus 2 of my dueling is not there. I don't know if you follow.
yeah, yes, it
should be-
is. 2 plus 1d4. Under the extra damage. 2 plus
Under the
1d4.
extra damage.
Yeah. Hover over extra damage. 2 plus 1d4. That's your dueling plus your crimson right.
Oh, in the extra
And
is
then
dueling.
and then the 1d6, which is 4, is the vampiric damage. You regain 4 hit points.
Okay. So I regain 4 hit points.
And he takes 24 points of damage.
That is super freaking awesome. So I regained 4. Okay, so it was just a question of understanding. The dueling
Yeah.
is in
Yeah,
the
no
extra.
problem. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
And then the
Okay,
crit,
so in
the
the extra,
crit
there's
damage,
everything.
the crit damage rolled correctly there. It just
Absolutely,
rolled low.
it gave me the crit was an extra d8, which is perfect. Yeah, so it's wonderful. I still had 3 dices that rolled max values, so it's pretty good. And the vampiric does also its extra that I heal, right?
And that's for 1 minute once you activate it.
Oh, when it activates, now I'm vampiric. While
For
the
1
the
minute.
blade is
For 1
for
minute.
1 minute. Okay, so this is round 1. I was done. This is the attack I've just done, and I was done. So Jorgen,
Okay, so this could be his last action in the game.
it could be, yeah.
This is a death save. He is 0-2. Oh, that's not a double number. Oh.
All right.
Jorgen reaches out and says, Mr. Heinrich, please don't leave me to rot here. Bury me somewhere where the sun shines on me. And Mr. Heinrich,
I'm waiting. I don't know if your internet is cutting or he's just stuttering.
I'm waiting for you to respond. Mr. Heinrich, are you there? I can't see you, Mr. Heinrich.
My mind is too busy on this owlbear. It's 6 seconds. So I mean the text is super cool, but I'm not answering because I'm in shock, first of all. And my focus is this is gonna happen to me if I don't kill that owlbear. So yeah, contextually I stay silent in the process.
Having taken the necrotic damage from your vampiric blade, the owlbear disengages and runs away.
Oh, it disengages? It runs. I still see it, right?
Just barely. It's right at the edge of your light.
I still see it. That's how it is. Tell me when its turn is done.
Its turn is done.
Yeah. This is not ending like this. Yeah, I know they're scorpions. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna whack-a-mole this mofo. It's not undead. It is vampiric.
And you finish off the owlbear, draining another 6 points of health away from it and into you. The
So
owl
after
bear,
taking the okay.
the owl bear succumbs to the dark energies of the sword. When you feel the life force enter you, like I don't know. I don't know what the best way of describing this is. Like it's like getting that nitrous gas from the dentist. You know, like
It's a sugar rush.
yeah. It's this huge rush of just like, oh my god, I just got pure life pumped into me.
All right.
You feel almost younger and more vivacious than you have in years.
I don't know if you want to role play this. I will throw 2 Ultimus Fire here and here to make literally a wall of fire that will persist for at least 1 minute.
Yeah, you basically burn out the scorpion nest.
Yeah, okay. It's just I don't want to be bugged.
Yeah.
I am
Mr.
sure this will.
I'm still dying over here.
Yeah, I just made sure the owlbear was finished and the scorpion was
take
on
your
me.
time. Take your time.
Okay, I come to him now. I come to him. I hold his hand.
Hey, no rush, man. You sure you don't got any dishes you need to do quick, or maybe go wash your hair?
I'm an addict. I will now cut Jorgen because I want the sugar rush again. I'm just kidding. As much as he is. All right. So is he still functional, or it's over?
Oh, no. He is breathing his last. There is nothing you can do. There is black blood spilling from the wound on his chest and stomach, as well as from his mouth, and he's dying.
So I'm asking, do you want me to avenge you? Do you want me to avenge your death?
I just want to be buried somewhere nice with the sun shining on me, and I don't want to be left here to rot. And
yeah. I'm gonna take care of it,
Mr. Heinrich. I need you to do something for me.
Yeah.
I need you to not blame yourself. Even though you took a young, naive kid who just wanted to be a hero and brought him into a gargoyle-infested woods where he was kidnapped and contracted some kind of petrifying disease, and then
you're literally telling me to blame myself now.
and then took him in to face a challenge rating 3 owlbear when he was only level 1. I don't want you to hold yourself accountable for this for the rest of your life and somehow not able to go forward as a.
I will blame the DM. It's okay.
Okay. I should blame him too, because this is such a shitty way for my story to end. Fuck that guy.
It's just
fuck that guy.
About the dishes, I'm gonna follow with some meta, but yeah, Heinrich put a lot of energy for almost a year in this little boy, so it's kind of a shitty end. But I was just coming here to scrap some crystal, and yeah, so I'm going to impose myself a wisdom check that I auto fail. So my own imposed wisdom check is this will add to my trauma of everything is always taken from me and shit like that.
Oh, for sure. As soon as you allowed yourself to maybe give a half a shit about another human being again.
Yeah, I mean, we came here in a cave that I thought I had cleared to just get a few scorpions. And I think about this trap. We were doing good work. It's going to be easy now. And now there's no scorpion. And there's a fucking owlbear. Anyway.
Yeah.
For the principle of it, I'm going to put the scorpion trap exactly here at the foot of this nest. So if there's any scorpion that comes out, it will. And I'll just leave this trap there, and maybe one day I'll come and check it out. Second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring we don't have to move to a map. I'm gonna bring Jorgen just out of this cave. And seriously, I want to do an Arcana check on, does Jorgen count as a creature at this point, like the black goo or anything that I could craft something in his honor and call it the Jorgen blade or something?
Right. Yeah, I mean, make the check.
I mean, it can be creepy.
Oh, I get it.
But the certain part I'll bury, but whatever was transformed of him, I would do something in his honor. So it's either extremely creepy as shit. It's an 11.
Yeah. Except for I am gonna give you advantage on it and count the crit, because it turns out that although Jorgen was slowly becoming petrified, it was actually a form of undead, to where his body would die and turn to stone, and then he would be reborn as like a undead golem, basically.
Yeah. So it was, yeah, okay, so you're giving me that, and I've got a crit on the ideas and how to recuperate, and as groomy as it sounds, I've seen my share of blood and shit, so I'm going to recuperate parts of Jorgen. I'm going to recuperate the hammer and give it back to Roland. And I'm going to recuperate whatever I can from Jorgen that I believe was poisoned. Probably his heart, not his brain. No, I'm not going to touch this because he asked me to bury him, so I'm going to bury the most I can also.
Okay.
And I'm going to bury it literally a few yards away from the door of this cave. Because this is where he died. He had nowhere to go. I can't carry him, so this is where it'll be buried. It'll take, an hour or two, and I'll do that. And I will even pray to an unknown God. I will pray to whoever can hear me. Tragedies like this in the name of clearing the world from evil. Whoever can hear me. So, I'm giving a lot of latitude to the DM to just say, no one cared, no one listened anyway. Or to whoever can hear me. And I'm thinking the god Ilmater, which is a god of those who suffered. But it could be anything.
Yeah.
You have to do something to help me. I mean, this blade that pumps me up is cool, but I've lost someone again. I've cared for this kid almost like I thought losing my family meant losing my chance of having kids, and now I finally kind of have one, and it's like there's something. If this is fucking fate, spin it in my favor, please, because I've paid my karma or my whatever. No, I've paid my price.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then
I do this eulogy on the freshly buried shallow grave. Okay. Yeah. Enough that anything would not smell it and eat his corpse, but enough that if there is sun enough one day, the heat might reach Jorgen. Like you said.
Right.
All right.
And then do you draw your blade and leave a little blood on there as like a pact?
I would have sheeted the vampire blade to do the digging, and I did not think about.
I just meant like a dagger or something,
I think I will. I will use a Hemocraft die, taking 2 more damage to drop it. On the corpse like a pirate would drop whiskey. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about there.
Okay, and that dagger did touch the blood of Jorgen because this is how I cut off the part of his shoulder and arm and
Yep.
left torso that I'm keeping. So yeah, the blood did. Jorgen touched that dagger, and I gave a tad of blood on the chest of Jorgen to say, "Hey, whatever, man."
Yeah.
All right. Now the next part is I cannot carry an owlbear by myself, but I can pluck. I can take time to pluck each single feather from this mofo. Actually, I'd even set up camp close to here. I know if I've camped down here, but if I camp right next to the nest, I might be fucked. It's going to be too hard for me to carry an owlbear on my own. I'm not a straight build, so forget it. I need to just not rest and pluck every feather. Cut the head because the head will be transported. And the heart and the claws. So let's roll for that.
Yeah, you just need to roll a survival check to see how well you can butcher it.
18.
Yeah, so you're doing well. Roll for perception.
Perception. Not advantage. 19.
You hear the soft cooing of a small animal coming from around the corner over here.
Okay, what did I have time to extract so far? The feathers and the claws, because that would be
some of the feathers.
okay.
Like a lot of the larger ones and all of that were easier to get.
Okay, so larger feathers, maybe 20. I'm not greedy.
Yeah. You know,
the claws would be the first thing I take.
And then if the claws were the first thing you went for, then you were able to get at least some of the claws. You might not have been able to get all of them, but
yeah, it's for 10 claws. I'll go for 5.
Yeah, I mean at least some of them.
All right, I'll just go for some claws.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be.
If you need an exact number, roll 2d6.
Now we'll just go some, because regardless of how many I take, the way it works is the CR of the creature is the stuff I do with the claws. If I get 4, I put all 4 in that format.
Right.
It's like the way the encounters work.
I gotcha.
I got some feathers and some claws, and I'll see what I do with the feathers, and I see what I do with the thing. I turn around, and I have a normal torch just on the ground here. So I'll pick it up and move here to try to see if I get any cooing, but I will stealth. As stupid as it sounds, I've got a torch in my arms, and I'm going to stealth.
Yep.
Whatever that means. I'm going to try not to be seen by that thing, even though it will see that there's light moving. If it's an animal, it's not going to make the link. Hopefully.
Right. Hopefully.
Yeah, so I'm behind the nest, peeking. Yeah, I see nothing so far.
Yeah, you continue to hear the cooing coming from this direction.
Stealthy, military tactical training.
Army crawling, rolling along the wall.
Crouching. Dig down, super slow.
You put a cardboard box over your head.
Oh, a young owlbear. Get the fuck out.
Go die somewhere, orphan!
Grabbing the charred corpses of 3 scorpions and come back.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw a little charged scorpion here, and I'm gonna have the other two in my hand, and I'm slowly going forward. And I hope it gets the point that this is edible.
Yeah, so if you throw one of them at it, it will eventually sniff it and then eat it.
Yeah, and then I get closer. Now, I don't have my Jorgen, but if I can have an owlbear pet, I don't need to be a ranger to, in roleplay, gain an animal companion.
That's right. So would you like to roll a handle animal to try and...
I would like to roll a animal handling. 14.
The young owlbear, having nowhere else to turn and being hungry, and now eventually getting thirsty after hours of being left on its own when the mother was just going to go grab some scorpions for dinner quick before you came in and murdered it.
I hope it doesn't smell his mom on me, or I hope it does.
Yeah.
Because I reek of its mom.
Yeah. So, and that's helping your case right now. So, the owlbear has nowhere else to turn to, and so it gladly follows you wherever you go in order to get some more food and water.
I give it one more charged scorpion, and on a piece of rock that is slick enough where I know I can pour a bit of water from my water skin, I'll pour just a tad of water from my water skin so it hydrates.
Yeah. As soon as it sees the water, it greedily laps it up. It doesn't always get access to fresh water, and a lot of its water was provided from the mother yet.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to call you Owl until I get something better. Come here. So just follow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna tie a little rope next to its leg, and I'm gonna tie that rope to my scorpion trap, and I'll throw a bunch of those scorpions at its mouth, because I don't want to be bothered, or I don't want to, the owl to freak out when I'm going to do the final shot, which is cutting the head of its mom with my big sword. Don't know how it's going to react to it. Mom is dead. It will see the corpse, I imagine, from that distance. I need to cut the head, and not sure how feral that is, but maybe it was a wrong idea anyway.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, cutting the head off of an owlbear is going to prove to be rather difficult to begin with.
All right, I'm going to go for the heart. I've already rolled the butchering, so now I have time. I've got some feathers, some claws. I'm going to go for the heart. Do you allow it?
Yeah.
All right, and the liver. Being an alchemist, I understand these things. So the heart and the liver. Because everything else, like in the head, is going to be a whack job, and maybe it's not time to do that. All right. So time to go. Take my owlbear, put it on my shoulder. Take a handful of scorpions. And I continue. Jorgen is not there anymore.
Right. Jorgen is buried. I'll eliminate him.
All right, and I still have not rested, and it's been hours since I worked. The closest crystal source was on the left here. Okay, so I'm just being careful with my torch, and I remember when there was more scorpion. There was another scorpion nest. I'm gonna go up. And end up probably, unless you stop me at one point, I'm being careful, but let's go forward in time to exactly where there was some of that crystalline accumulation on the walls. And I'm going to give a good give myself a good hour with my tinkering tools, hammer, pick, and stuff like that, to chunk off, the biggest possible crystals I can find. And the owl can drink from the mineral water immediately.
Yeah, that's what he starts doing.
Yeah.
So he's down there splashing in the little water pools that are shallow over here, and you're chipping off rocks.
Yeah. If nothing happens,
roll for perception.
Roll for
perception.
Oh yeah. Nothing happens. All fine. I have been making some noise. Ding, 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 clang, clang.
Yep. So you're over there, chipping away, and you don't really hear anything, but then suddenly the young owlbear screams in terror.
I switch to my weapon and Hemocraft it. Three. It is a cave in which I've dealt with a lot of shit. Oh, it's a catfish.
It's a giant catfish that swam all the way up into the shallows here and is like half sticking out of the water as it tries to bite the young owlbear.
Oh yeah, initiative. It doesn't mean I know what I'm going to do with that owlbear, maybe it's just going to sell it. I don't know.
So maybe the young owlbear quickly tries to get out of the reach of the giant catfish, but he's young and inexperienced, and so he's going to draw an attack of opportunity. The giant catfish bites the young owlbear and has him grappled and restrained in his mouth. The giant catfish tries to swallow the young owlbear.
Goodbye.
The giant catfish swallows the young owlbear and swims off.
Oh, he does it and then does his movement and disappears?
Yep.
All right. Goodbye, owlbear. I tried.
Yeah.
I had no emotional attachment to it. It was just like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Would have been cool if, but, I have to remember, in this cave, the waters are filled with shit stuff. I'm going to stay away from the thing. Well, actually, I'm going to finish grabbing what I want, which is what I can carry. Probably another 20 pounds of crystalline.
Yeah. Yeah, you fill up with all sizes and types of crystals.
Chungan powder, 20 pounds. And I'm going home.
All right, yeah. Let's get you home.
Now, I know someone who's going to be disappointed.
That was...
He can say it if he wants, but Roland is not going to like it.
Yeah. Roland is going to be like, what the hell, man? Did you take Jorgen out into the woods and kill him?
I think that he's seen how well I treated the boy, and he's not going to freak out about it.
No, I was kidding.
Yeah, I mean, if he does, I mean, I'm gonna deal with it. Roland,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
I've got my eyes are bloodshot because now I need to remember the terrible thing.
Roland
I'm just
stops.
gonna,
I'm sorry. Roland stops hammering for like the first time in hours and looks over at you and can see that you're struggling to speak. And he sets down everything and he walks over to you and places a massive hand on your shoulder, not like across you, just like standing in front of you. And he just puts his hand on your shoulder and you can feel the massive weight and strength of this blacksmith just, you know, but
being there. Yeah,
also like it's comforting to know that like he cares. And so you just feel this hand that's as wide as your entire shoulder just grab onto you and place all of its might, just it almost I'm not going to say hurts because like it's not like that. He's not being a brute about it.
but
But
it's heavy.
yeah, I mean it's like whoa, this guy is so much stronger than you could imagine.
Yeah,
And
I'm
so
going to drop Jurgen's hammer on the table,
mhm.
and then I'm just gonna say he said we should use what we can of him to he didn't say that, but I kind of implied it that I'm just pushing the limit as a guy who wants to craft with whatever he's got under hand. So I feel kind of cheap of almost lying, but Jorgen did not want me to blame myself, and all of these thoughts are flooding in my head.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna say it like he wants us to honor him and craft something in his honor with what was cursing him. So I draw also a part of shoulder.
It wouldn't be lying for you to say that you want to do something to honor him.
I want to do something to honor him, and he would have wanted that. And we talked before he died, so I'm at peace saying that. And he sees like rockish torso, forearm, rib cage, and he knows that Jorgen was attached to this because he's remembered that arm. He's been next to it for months.
Yeah.
And I killed the creature who got him.
Wait, are
So
you saying you have the rocky arm?
that's what I told you.
Oh, okay.
I want to extract part of the shoulder, arm, whatever was rocky, so we can use it to build something. I said, "Oh, okay." So I think you didn't understand. I was going through Jorgen and hacking my way through his body to grab that.
I thought you had the blood and the heart. I didn't know you had the arm too. But yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying. It's creepy as fuck, but I'm taking a part of that because this is magical creature stuff, basically.
Yeah.
If it would have become an undead, it means this is magical creature stuff.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, so I know it's creepy as shit, Roland, but Jurgen, I would want to do something to honor Jurgen, and Jurgen wanted me to not blame myself and move on in my mission. So, as ugly as it gets, I'm gonna mourn Jurgen, knowing, how proud I am of him, and how I want to make a weapon and call that weapon Jorgen. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know how Roland reacts to that because it's kind of fucked up, right?
Well, yeah, I mean he's very saddened at first.
Yeah,
He turns away and he doesn't wipe away a tear, but you can see
yeah,
for the first time a little bit of a tear form in his eye.
yeah. I'm
And
sitting on the bench, just demoralized. It was an owlbear. We were going in a cave to get a few scorpions. It was gonna be easy. And an owlbear, a huge mofo owlbear, just jumped us. He one-shot killed Jorgen. He just one-shot him. Bam!
Roland picks up his hammer and slams it down on the anvil so hard that it reverberates like a giant bell. He says, well, there's no use. Morning. We best get to work.
In medieval times, that was a common thing. There was plague. I mean, that happens. So it was a bit less dramatic than today. Death, the principle of people dying, even family members, because you saw it when you were young multiple times. It just kept rolling. So it is dramatic, but it's not the end of the world. So yeah. By the way, we've got magic feathers, man. We've got the heart and the heart and the liver. I'm going to do potions with that or stuff like this.
What do you mean magic?
Are you aware of what your sword, the sword that you made for me? Are you aware of what it does? Probably not, right?
I just used
vampire head.
Yeah, I just used what you gave me.
Yeah, and I was dead for the ritual. I was there for the ritual part, of course. It's going to prove to be very useful. All right, I will. I'll get out the claws, the feathers, and say this is more stuff you can work with in terms of crafting something special. And at this point, I have a plan that I'll tell the DM, but not Roland. I have the plan.
Yeah.
I have the plan. I was expecting to find zombies if I went at night, and I did went today because my first thing was to get the crystals. Okay, so I'm going to draw various crystals for Roland, and I say these crystals, they enhance the power of anything you do. So if we're going to do something, let's use some of that. But I'm going to use mostly the powdered part to do some hypnotic fire. The crystalline enhancement powder with just do hypnotic fire. And I'm going to give a bit to the Dr. Roberts because I promised him. Then my goal, my objective is I want to literally head out. I want to fill my pack with rations, a few trinkets that I would buy. But I still, working with Roland, I still don't have liquid cash money. It's
right.
Just, Yeah,
it's just a trickle.
So I'll just remind him, there was a time my deal with you is you make weapons and you try to sell them and I get my share of the money. Now all I got is the minimum to live. We need something more. So let's craft stuff. Let's do stuff that is more impressive. But I need to buy materials. I need to buy string, bells, and stuff like that. I need to, trinkets to do traps. I want to have a bag of scrap, including bells that are well packed so they don't ring if I'm not wanting them to ring. Their bells would just go cling if I walk.
Yeah, stuffed with rags, whatever. Yeah.
So it's little 1-inch bells that cost probably nothing. Usually it's for the sheeps and bigger ones for the cows. So the sheep level kind of bells, I want to have them, but I'll wrap them all up, and I want to have a bunch, like 10. It's not precise. It's just a bunch of bells. String, because if I want to be in a cave and not get spooked behind, I'll attach a small string, like a fishing string, or something maybe not transparent because it's not plastic like today, but something very fine. like a wire. And if anything walks by that, I'll hear the gling gling. It's as simple as the spell alarm without a spell. It's just a
Right.
freaking alarm. Yeah. So a way to warn me so I don't get surprised. Because if I'm going to be alone for a moment, this is going to be creepy. So just so you know, Roland has all the feathers, the claws of an owlbear, and big chunk crystals that empower something. So he could do +1 things with it. That was my deal. I go get the material, and he crafts stuff.
Right.
Since I want to use that time to do a few of those hypnotic fires, I would say I spend a week here, and I don't know how long it takes him if I help him. Usually it takes 5 days for one person to do. No, it takes 10 days of work. 2 weeks for one person. So if we're 2, it cuts it in half. And then, maybe you want to think on your side of what he could have done, Or maybe you could say, you don't need to know what he's done. He's done stuff and sold it, and that's the money. That could be just it.
You want him to just create stuff for sale?
At this point, yeah, because I want to refund the blade that he made for me. Jurgen's hammer, he's got it back. He can sell it.
He's not going to sell Jurgen's hammer.
No, he's probably going to upgrade it with Jurgen's harm and blood. Let's see what he does. I mean, he's seen me work, right? So I'm going to spend time, and every time he says, do your magic, I'm going to go and follow the protocol and help him for, a few weeks, let's say.
So he takes the feathers of the owlbear and combines them with a special shipment of very fine, light elf wood, and creates rings of featherfall.
That's gonna sell like crazy.
And then he takes the claws of the owlbear and combines them with a special hilt and makes daggers of +1. Daggers because they're easy to churn out,
Yeah, and they're also easy to sell.
Yeah, and everybody needs a dagger.
Yeah, especially a +1 owlbear dagger.
Yeah. And so that's what he does.
All right. Cool. That's perfect. That's wonderful. I'm going to help him how I can. If I can put a little magic touch on that, that's it.
Yeah, he needs you to finalize everything with your power,
yeah.
But
yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's sell those. Could I have one of those Featherfall rings? You think you could have one of those? Or is it better to pay to get paid for money?
I mean, I'll give you the employee discount.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's not necessary. I need the traveling money because I got a plan.
I was gonna say, it's one of those things where we have everything figured out for selling all these rings, and so now, if you take one, then
it's money. Yeah.
You want to pay the difference for what I mean. Logically speaking, I would be due 50% of the profit that we would have made, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm out 50% of the profit on one ring. And so you have to pay me that. So 25% the price of a ring.
Perfect. Let's just see. I want to first see if it's that important. It was just like, hey, Ring of Feather Falling. When you
Oh,
fall,
yeah.
you descend 60 feet per round and take no fall damage.
Yeah. No.
And
For sure, a Ring of Feather Falling is a great item to have. But you understand where he's coming from. You know, if there's 5
yeah,
rings, and he was planning on making, half of the profit from that, and then now you want one of the rings. Now he's only getting half of the profit on 4 rings.
yeah, exactly. A Ring of Feather Falling sells for about 2,000 gold each. So I don't want one. I want the money also. I want my share. Absolutely. I mean, at this point, cash money in gold
Yeah.
and coins is much more important. When am I going to fall 60 feet? You know?
Right. So let's say you have 5 and it's 2,000, so that's 10,000 gold pieces. However, as we all know, it costs half of that to make them. So you guys spent 5,000, so you're already 5,000 in the hole. So rolling.
Well, wait. It costs material. It doesn't cost pure gold. You know,
Right.
it costs material, and some of the material is the feathers that I brought.
Ooh,
And
that's right. That
yeah, so
reduces
maybe
it by a
less.
further 2,500. So you guys are only 2,500 in. So you actually made 7,500 off of
Yeah,
it instead of 5,000. So instead of getting 2,500 each, which was even Steven, now I have to divide 7,500. So it'll be 37.25.
yeah, 3750.
37.50. Thank you.
Is it?
Yeah. No, 37.
Now I'm screwed up, right? Okay, so 7,500 divided by 2 is 3750.
37.50.
All right. Um, let's calculate the daggers, which cost not that much. A dagger plus 1. What's the price of a dagger plus 1? It's like 500 gold,
All right.
technically.
And he was able to make 5 of those as well.
Yeah.
So 2,500, and then half of that is 1,250, half of that is 625. So 625 is what your cost is. So take 2,500 minus 625, and that's how much you made, and then divide that by 2.
All right. So 625 is what we made.
No, 2,500 and then minus 625, because that's what you had to put in for
Yeah,
other
yeah, exactly.
materials, and then divide that by 2, and that's your cut.
All right, 937.
So 37.50 plus 937, and that's your total cut.
All right, my total cut is 4,600, and I'll put it here in the gold, 4,687, and plus 5 gold that I still had. So 92. Okay, now I'm gonna tell him that vampire blade is so useful. I'm so grateful for everything you've done, the salary, the time you took. I'm gonna offer you something for that. How about 1K for the vampire sword?
Oh, Heinrich, please. We're friends now. That sword is a gift. One man to another.
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly take anything for it.
He also just made, in the last month, 4,700 bucks. It probably is gonna change his life situation.
Yeah. But
I am so happy a relationship.
I truly mean it. Like we have bonded over these last like half a year, and so
Yeah.
now I truly want to just thank you, and that brings up something. And he goes behind his little workshop, and he pulls out a little box, and he says, "Here, I've been working in secret on it. and he
Like,
hands it over to you.
like I make the face of the guy that is ashamed but very happy to get it. Like the kid. Oh, you shouldn't have. I'm so happy you did anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah. What is it?
it's a box.
All right. I open it.
He hands it to you. It's a old box made out of some kind of hard wood. It is very nondescript and appears to just be like a simple storage box. As you open the lid, inside is a whole bedding of straw.
What's the size of the box?
The size of the box is about the size of a bread box.
All right. So 1.5 foot by 10 by 10 or something like that.
Yeah, about, yeah.
Okay. And it's full of straw.
It's got a whole bedding of straw in it. It's not full of straw. As you brush aside some of the straw on the top.
Yeah. I rummaged through it.
Yeah, as you brush aside the straw on the top, you see a bit of metal. So you continue to brush it aside and you lift this piece of metal up and out. And it's not just any piece of metal. This is a gauntlet. But it's not just any kind of gauntlet. This gauntlet has been enhanced with some of the regents that he has gotten from you, and it confers a +1 magical attack bonus to any attack made with that hand, be it a unarmed strike or a rapier attack. Any attack you make is magical.
Including a bow?
Including a bow if you're holding the bow with the hand with the gauntlet.
All right. So basically, if I use my right hand to hit the sword, I would need to shoot from the left hand, hold the bow with the right hand. So that would be a bit of training.
Yeah.
But I would do that. I mean, when you're an archer, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you've learned archery.
Yes.
We have a natural hand that we prefer, but we can train on the other.
Correct.
It's just a question of training and redoing the muscles on the shoulder blade so it pulls right and stuff like that.
I always had trouble lining up my sight. Switching to the other hand, my biggest problem was like getting my sight lined up because you're so used to doing it the other way,
Yeah. I had no trouble with the sight because I never used it. I was shooting natural, meaning without sight.
Oh, okay.
The old Native American way. So I took off any kind of reference or sight. There was a dent to hold the arrow, but I did not use a sight. And you could tilt your bow in both directions. I mean, all the rules of competition just drop off when this kind of native kind of guy says, this is out of game, but it's just fun for archers to talk about it.
Yeah.
You've got a sight. It's the arrow. Instead of looking at your sight, you look at the arrow. Your arrow is like the tube of a cannon. Just use the arrow. That's what you do. The arrow will give you the direction. So you use the arrow and you try to feel it. It's like there's an instinctive thing. And when I was in the zone, I bullseyed without even aiming. I would just pull, release, and get it. And when I was not in the zone, I would even not hit the target.
Yeah.
It would go to the net in the back. I mean,
we've all done that. If you're not missing targets, you're not like practicing hard enough.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it was kind of cool of the idea of you don't need a sight. You need to align your eye with the arrow and make sure that your bow's straight, because the arrow is going in the direction that it is currently pointing. Because you're just pulling the string. It is. So use the arrow to aim instead of the sight. So this is how they do it. It's a really cool thing because You really align the arrow just below your eye. You touch your thumb to you touch one of your preferred fingers on your cheek to make sure you have the contact. But your alignment is you look at the arrow in its direction, because this is ultimately the thing that goes forward. So you don't need any other device. It's the arrow. It's a really cool mentality. So and again, it takes practice. But yeah, I was always better on the other side. So what I'm gonna do is, I suggest that if I shoot with my unusual arm, I would be at disadvantage for maybe a dozen of shots.
Yeah, we'll probably give you like a custom feat of like ambidextrous shooter to signify that you no longer have that issue.
But I'll practice. I'll practice. That's what I'll do. Okay.
Yep.
Until I've practiced that, let's consider I've not yet. And until I take downtime specifically to do that, I haven't done.
Yep.
Yeah, just because I want the gauntlet to, I want to use the gauntlet's effect. So in inventory, I will write Gauntlet of Magic Strike in my right hand. And then I just modify my weapon itself in weapons. So does the magic bonus just go to +2?
No, it just any weapon that isn't magical would become +1.
Okay, so the longbow would have it.
Right.
But okay, perfect. You know what? Flush that. I'm gonna keep that gauntlet on my left arm that holds my shield, because the vampire blade is already. So the longbow, I'll still shoot it holding with my left hand the same that I hold. So the longbow, until I need to use another weapon.
And the shield becomes magical and confers a +1 magical bonus to your defense.
Oh man, this is so cool. All right, so basically the gauntlet in my left hand will give me +1 AC when I use the blade.
And by the way, it's called Roland's Grip.
All right, inventory, gauntlets, Roland's Grip in my left hand. And it is noted.
By the way, this gauntlet is so finely made that unlike a heavy knight's gauntlet, this feels like wearing a Kevlar glove. It's still flexible and movable, but very like well protected.
Yeah, so it is a protected gauntlet itself, and the AC will become +1 when I have my buckler. Now, this is all vertical. Armor class 19, you already put it, right?
I will do that right now for you.
Well, I see it armor class 19. Why was that? I was at 8. I was at 18.
I don't know. I haven't changed anything.
I also don't know why. Let's go check armor. Oh, because I already had a shield +1. I made it.
Oh, your +1 shield. Haha.
Yeah, I already was at +1 on the shield. I remember I made a shield that is +1 to so basically it's 19 for the hit. Okay. The gauntlet will be useful when I shoot the bow, and one day it will be useful for anything. Because one day it might be anything.
It's still nice.
Oh yeah, it's very nice. Because
now you're making Roland feel bad. He's like, well, I mean, if you don't need it, I'll melt it down. I'll melt it down and make something else.
None of this was role played in front of Roland, by the way.
I know. Plus, you wouldn't be talking about the mechanics of of the game. Yeah.
All right. I'll bid him farewell. A good night. I'll go home. I'll sleep in my little hovel. I'll carefully hide my money in my secret place that, as a tinker, I've shafted up. I'll get the eyes bloodshot from looking at the little place where Jurgen used to crash. I'll roll
Yeah,
it.
it's still as you enter your little hovel, the first thing you see is Roland's bedroll, all like rolled up in the corner where he like rolls it out every night.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. After a month, I still have, or a month or whatever time, I still have this little gangling feeling. Now that I have a bit of money, I will want to buy myself something better than this shack, and not rent but purchase. So the house is on the left. All of this was the house of the medicine man. But if there's anything better, I think I will go and see Mr. McGulch. The owner of the slum, McGulch, or Mayor McGunderson, which is the mayor. They call him the mayor. Is just the manager for Mr. McGulch.
Yeah.
And ask him if they have something a bit more upgraded. And he was offering to sell me a cheap place for 500 if I want to buy. I will tell him that I can invest 1,000 for something much better, like a house, even in this area. A more permanent installation that would be mine.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to scout through that. So what can you get me for $1,000? Not so far from Robert's and Roland, because I'm always hanging out with them. Oh, remember that I gave a bit of rock powder and stuff to Robert so he can play?
Right. Sorry, I'm just looking for a good place for you.
Yeah, of course.
All right, yeah.
Do you want to ping it and drag my icon on it?
No, you got to go meet with McGunderson here.
All right.
McGunderson comes to you.
All right. So
Rent's
you've heard
due. Rent's overdue. You went on your mission before you made sure that you paid us after 3 months.
Yeah. So now I owe you another 3, right?
I don't know what you all owe me. Let me go check. And then he checks his rolls, and he's like, yeah, it says here you owe us for the next month, so 10 more gold.
Here's 20 for your trouble. I'd like to purchase a place of my own. I have a bit of money now. That's why I was gone, and I'm sorry for missing payment. But here's 10 more. Here's the 10 you want, and 10 more just to say I'm sorry, and for your nice involvement in helping me find lodging since then.
Yeah.
And I want to speak to Mr. McGulch because I want to purchase a place here that would be much better than this little shack. A place with, a kitchen, bed, something more sturdy, better locked doors and stuff like that.
You ain't got enough for that.
Well, can I talk to Mr. McGunderson? Because I think
you are talking to McGunderson.
Oh, I mean, McGunderson was the mayor, the manager of the slum, but McGulch was the owner of various buildings. Well, that's what you told me.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, if I scrap by and go meet a few contacts, I could find by tomorrow I believe, 1,000 gold. If you have something that I could purchase for 1,000 gold, like a sturdier house, something that looks like Mr.
Eh?
Robert's place.
Eh? What's that? You what? 1,000 gold?
Yeah, I
I'll,
want to have a more beautiful house.
I'll sell you this place for 1,500.
Hey, this place, you mean that little hovel here?
Now all of a sudden it's a hovel? You don't like it?
Okay, note to DM, he had told me 500 not so long ago.
I know.
All right. I guess you're not interested in getting that 1,000 gold. Although I would have to go and get it. But I think just your attitude doesn't please me. I'm gonna
Hey, Mr. McGunderson, did you tell him about the rent increase? Oh, I'm sorry, McGulch. No, I forgot. Yeah, so it turns out that housing is booming right now. And so we have more people than there is space to put them all. And so everybody is getting charged double what they got charged last month.
All right, so the 20 I just gave him
just pays you up. Yeah.
It's not a gift. He takes it all because I don't have anything more. You understand?
Yeah.
I have it.
Yeah, I understand. It's okay. I'm just saying. I forgot to tell you.
All right.
You can see he's all gray and everything. Like,
the thing is, they just heard I could get my hand on money, and they want to get the maximum out of it. All right. Let's say we just wait until tomorrow, and we're good.
Hey, where's that kid that used to hang around with you?
Oh, he's gone. He went on his own ways.
Ah. Yeah, I always liked him.
Yeah, he was cool, right?
Yeah. All right.
It's life. You see how much he's grown, and at one point he just went on.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well.
All right. Have a good day, and then I'll see you for rent next month, I guess.
Yeah. Don't be late this time.
Yeah.
Have to charge you extra.
Yeah. When they leave, when I'm certain that they have left, I'll get all my shit. My money, my skull and femur of Frederick von Liechtenstein. Oh yeah, there was an owlbear heart and liver that on my downtime I could have tried stuff with it. So basically, from the little I know of a owlbear, let's roll this, okay? During the time that we're all crafting in the evening, I could do my alchemy.
Yes.
I'm looking through the monsters. I'll sum up owlbear. What does an owlbear do? CR3, so it's going to be in the uncommon field. I'm going to try, he has keen sight and smell.
Yep.
He has dark vision.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to take a big chunk of the crystal. An alchemist is also someone who can do many other devices. Like the magic item that invokes air elemental is made by an alchemist. It's not made by the smith. It's not a weapon. The alchemist does the weird magic stuff. So I take the crystal and I try to make a lens of dark vision with his brain. And that would probably mean a roll to see if it's just a wasted attempt or because I'm going blind here. No formula, no nothing. So I would say that needs a roll.
Of course.
So here you go. 13.
All right. You work on your lenses.
Yeah, every day.
But you just can't seem to get them just right. But while you're attempting to figure out new ways of applying it, you mix up a little solution that you're trying to coat the lens with.
Yeah.
And
Usually try a drop of my blood and here and there, by the way.
yeah,
Just
and as you're working on this, you're suddenly like curious as to like what you could do with making another kind of potion with it. And you make a potion with the owlbear's stuff, and now you have a potion of owlbear.
which means
Yeah.
what do I think it could do?
Well, I know what it does. I'm just wondering what you're gonna do to find out what it does.
First, I'm going to use my Arcana intuition, and I got a dirty 20 on it.
Okay.
Would it give me a hint of what it does?
Yes. You smell it, and it smells acrid, like tangy, like something like lemonade, but like very strongly made, like from a powder.
Yeah. So I imagine I would have, because of this not good attempt on making the lens, I would have invested the brain. So now I did the potion with the liver because that's the other thing I had.
Yeah.
Potion of owlbear, is it like a permanent thing or is it just a one-shot potion?
You don't know.
I mean, if I ever get in trouble, I'll take it. It's just if it's a transmutation thing, because there's transmutation. If it causes a transmutation,
It is transmutation.
oh yeah,
You,
it is.
you can tell that much.
All right, that's far enough. I'm thinking, and I'm gonna apply myself a will save. I quench it. I just go like this is transmutation. It's not when you're in trouble, it's before because it will take time to act. I just quench it and trust.
As you down the owlbear juice, you feel nothing at first. Huh. Must have had a bunk batch. But then, all of a sudden, you start to think about something. Anything. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about the properties of the owlbear. Stuck in my mind. This one is not like something I desire. I'm stuck in my head. Well, I was focusing.
As you're thinking about the owlbear, you start to like remember stabbing it, and you just like are stabbing it again and again, and your memory is like no longer accurate. You're like remembering this super ultra violent version of it. You're totally going Mel Gibson in The Patriot on this owlbear. Just complete ultra violence, blood everywhere.
Basically, my emotions, my repressed anger regarding the loss of Jurgen is just amazing.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, you find yourself destroying your little shack here. You are just literally punching and kicking things to pieces, and even pulling out your falchion and hacking at things. You're just destroying everything.
And so a few minutes of losing it,
and then you get a glimpse of yourself in a shiny bit of metal that was left around your shop.
My shield.
Yeah, your shield. And you see you've turned into like the Mr. Hyde version of Heinrich. You are no longer yourself. You are this twisted monster who is completely enraged. You've torn your clothes. Your face is a mask, a snarl of just, absolute rage.
I
And
don't come back.
what's that?
I don't resist it.
Yeah. So
When I see this, this world does not deserve what I was anyway, and it doesn't want what I was anyway. That's why I re-roll the wisdom to see how would I approach that.
yeah,
Do I see it as a flaw, or do I hate myself? No, this is the new me, and they have to deal with it because I'm coming for you, motherfuckers, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
So, do you leave your hut then?
Now, well, when that happens, that was a bit. Oh, can we say that was after the visit of the
Yeah,
McGunderson and
yeah,
stuff?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, like I had decided, I was going to pack my stuff. So, Skull and Fimmer, Frederick von Liechtenstein, my money in my pocket, the few remaining chunks of, let's just say I have 2 pounds left instead of 20. The remaining chunks of crystal, I did roll during the month or so with Roland. I did roll that I've done a few alchemist fires of hypnotic. I made 5.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that would have been like 5 days and a lot of the powder. So I really removed a lot of some, and I told you I gave some to also the doctor that I tried to befriend, but I imagine I just left a bad impression. And I'm kind of getting crazy here, and I say the hell with it. And my plan to get the fuck out, when they said they were going to extort me to get a house, I said fuck that, I'm leaving, and that's it. I don't care if it's the night. I don't care what time it is. Do I actually see in the night? Do I see better, or it changes nothing?
It doesn't give
Okay.
you dark vision, but it does give you low light vision. So you do see better in dim light. And also, before you became the monstrous version of yourself, while you were cleaning and packing up, underneath the bench where Jorgen would sleep, you find a small wooden knight that he used to play with when he was still very young.
Ah, cool. Yeah, of course. I would have kept that.
Yeah. All right. Now back to present. You're rampaging around, just angry, and a guard steps in front of you and says, "Hey, where are you going in such a hurry?"
Um, I'm just taking note here. I'm making a new category in my notes. I want to keep note that I have Jorgen's little toy thing.
Yeah.
I want to keep that in mind because I don't want to lose it. Okay. So Jorgen Wood Soldier. That will just be good memory in a few years. Yeah. When that guy hops about, I just say none of your business, and I move on. I'm just done. I'm walking forward.
Yeah.
So he's a guard. He asks me where I'm going. None of your business. I'm just moving on.
And so he
Unless he
just,
assaults me, I don't care.
yeah, no, he just kind of huffs and puffs and, shouts some curses at you after you're a little further away.
Yeah, hate me if you want. I mean, the city hates me anyway. Fuck that. I'm gone.
All right, so where are you going?
All right. Would you show me the map?
On the map, on the map. Cut the crap, map.
Now, check this out. This is close.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Mine's not done loading.
Oh, okay. Just say when.
All right, what's up?
This is far. This is far. This is really close. You can just, hop on this road here and get into this country.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now I know they're at war. The Caledonian Empire. I know they're at war.
Well, this isn't a road. This is the markings of a province.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna go straight down to that point. I don't know where the road is, but I've seen generic maps. I'm going in the direction of
the road. The roads are the white lines, and then the King's Road is this big, thick blue line.
All right, I don't want to hit the King's Road. I want to get the hell out of here. I want to go get help in a country that has not destroyed its holy men. And I'm going to want to, and that's going to be a problem, but I'm going to want to meet up with...
well, this is Caledonia.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they protect their borders, right?
Down here it's very sparsely populated, but yeah, this is like a major, point of contention.
Yeah. Okay, so in a village, you're going to see my plan. I'm going to, shit happened. I had a good relationship with Roland, but bad shit happened. But at least I could use a forge and start to make some money, okay? So I will find myself a village. Is there another village that I'm not going to get shit on? Something smaller than that big city of Kiz?
Yeah.
So, I want to get a place of my own that will not cost a fortune. A place I can hire people to make stronger, because you just pay a few gold to a good carpenter and he'll strengthen up everything. Build a safe. And now I have money, I can build my own abode, and it should be...
If you want to travel all the way to Bretonnia up here, that's a place known for having a lot of holy people.
Yeah, but to go to Bretonnia, I would not walk it. I would try to find a village and get a coach, or I could get a coach in Kiz. It's is there transport, or are these countries closed? I could just say transport me to Bretonnia.
Well, I mean, there's caravans. So a caravan would travel along the King's Road here all the way up. You can see it goes all the way up through Caledonia here, and then you would hop off and go over to Bretonnia.
Yeah, all right. It's a bit too far right now. This is not what I want. I want to be installed somewhere in Carpathia, because this is where I'm going to enact my vengeance. I'm going to go in another village. They don't know me. No one knows me. Something smaller. Something where a guy that comes and says, hey, 200 gold for this farm. I'd buy it,
Any of these villages that are kind of far out, especially here, let me find one. Like this one here in the woods, where no road connects to it.
All right.
And then these ones over here along the river, this one right along the border of Eglia. There's a bunch of small villages, but even just these ones right here, they're not that big.
Okay, so here it is. Being close to the border of another country is good, because if I need to flee, or if I want to, sell military secrets, I've been around the nobility and I know stuff that could be useful for them. especially in terms of they are vampires and let's work together to throw their royalty down. And I would literally help the Caledonian Empire take over Carpathia if I could. Like, it's in the name of my wife, I'm going to plan a coup d'etat if that's what is required, you know?
Right, right.
So I'm unscrupulous with this. So I want to stay close, but I want a village that I will be able to have a base of vampire hunters in the vampire world, you know, in Carpathia, because this is where it's a problem. You remember my goal was to found a lodge, so eventually find other people that are like me that have been the victim of vampires and stuff like that. But it's too a touchy subject to just approach anyone. But I don't want to be in the main city. But anytime I want to see Roland, I have to just take, you know, a few days of walking, and I'm good, or a horse, you know.
Right.
I want to travel daytime, so I guess the closest village would be the thing. That village here would be the closest.
Yeah, well, both of the ones right there are about equidistant.
Yeah, this one will have a bit more traffic because it seems that the road is really crossing through it. So I'm going to take this one so that the economy is a bit bigger.
Okay, yeah.
But it's not a city of assholes where I am right now.
Yeah,
because it's enough.
Yeah, yeah. You've had your last insult.
I mean, one thing after the other is you can't do shit here. I've got a good relationship with the blacksmith. I can come and spend a month with him if I want, but that's it. I want to start fresh. People don't know me. They don't think I have money. I ask what is the price. I pretend it's going to be hard for me to get the money, although I have it. I come back 2 days later. Hey, I got the money. I borrowed it. So, you know, and I'm going to play the game of you don't know I've got money on me, you know?
Right, right.
And I look like a ruffian. Does the potion leave permanent traits like a more rough?
No, but after you come down from it, your clothes are still all ripped and you have like stubble on your face and your hair is all disheveled.
Okay, so I'm going to get to this village in that condition. Or actually, I don't want to have to roleplay shit in this case. Going there, I'm going to go to a mild shop and just buy new clothing, just for the sake of it. You know, the common clothing.
Yeah.
So how much is that? Just like
a suit of peasant clothes is like a silver piece.
Yeah, that's what I was talking. So I'm going to go to 0 and put 19 here. Yeah, just normal peasant clothing. I'm going to ask for... there has to be a mercenary lodge. I should know where to hire 2 guys to just protect me in the travel.
Yeah. Yeah. Travel guides, you know, bodyguards, etc. Those are easily found. Like I said, the travel through the Carpathian mountains and forests is very dangerous. And so people are hired for that stuff constantly.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure I don't run into trouble.
Yeah.
Even, you know, maybe I do, but having people around, we just go fast like a caravan. I mean, if this city has an economy like that with castles and a noble circle, they have caravans coming in and out.
Yep.
I would go through the most secure venue. When I said hire people, I would hire guards and pay their passage, so all of us is on the coach or the caravan. So, I mean, maximum, because now I have a bit of money. So 2 guards and transport for 3 to that village.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. But I mean, also remember that this is the Margrave of Kiz, which is up a mountain. So, as you can see, there is not even one of the smaller roads that connects to it. That doesn't mean that there's no road. It just means that it's not counted as like a patrolled road. So it is still quite dangerous.
Yeah. I was counting on the fact that there's nobility. There's nobles, there's mansions, there's bigger constructions. That means there's an economy and there's people traveling actively. So that's
absolutely.
what I mean. That's what I mean. I'm not going to walk on with my 2 guards and have to do a million encounters.
Right. Even a isolated village like this one here that has no roads or anything, you know, the nearest village is like 100 miles away. It still has a road that leads to it. It's just a lot more dangerous to get there
Yeah.
and all of that than any of the white ones. And then the blue one, that's like the fastest travel because that's like an actual cobblestone paved road.
Yeah. Okay. So here I want to go. You tell me if there's an encounter for that, or if we decide next week.
So each of the squares conveniently is about how far you can travel in a day if you travel at the normal pace.
All right. So if I'm just hopping on a caravan, it would take a
One
day.
day to move to the next square over.
Yeah. So 1 day here and then 1 day there. So basically, there's 2 days of traveling.
2 days of traveling. So the first day, go ahead and move over. All right. And now we roll to see if there's a random encounter. Yep, there is. So, as you are traveling, you hear the battle music. Dun, 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 dun. And you know that you have stumbled across a random encounter, but right as the battle screen switches, we draw to a close, and we will pick up next week with whatever this random encounter is. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you, anyone, for watching. And as always, everyone, good gaming.